Hello everybody, and welcome to another year of RCX. Mission Horizon, look into the future. We're all thinking about outer space, whether it's NASA, SpaceX, Arizona State University. We're all looking to the stars. This year's challenge is going to take you to a space station near an asteroid belt somewhere in the universe. All right? So everybody, the opportunity is for you to design, construct, and program a robot to accomplish many different challenges, many different missions on this year's mat. Okay? Also, teachers, you have the opportunity to expand your students' opportunity with this challenge by going to NASA's website, Arizona State University's website, or SpaceX's website to look into what's going on with NASA and their exploration of the moon and possibly doing a space station up on the moon, or going to Mars and getting a manned mission to Mars. Arizona State University is partnering with NASA and the Mars rovers from our 2014 Mars Adventure Challenge, Spirit and Opportunity. See what those rovers have done over the last 5 to 6 years. Arizona State University is working with NASA to find out what the opportunities are on Mars as a partnership with NASA. And of course, SpaceX is a private company. We all love our cell phones. SpaceX currently is trying to deploy the next generation phone, 5G, which is a satellite-based network for telecommunications around the world. That is one thing SpaceX is doing. They're also partnering with NASA to get spacecraft and all kinds of other activities for Mars and for the moon and for private personal travel. We could possibly be vacationing on the moon someday in your generation. So teachers, take this opportunity to use the Mission Horizon Challenge to help your students research the opportunities that they will find in the next 20 to 30 years. All right, everybody, I want to get into setting up your Mission Horizon Challenge materials. In front of me, I've got the mat. And I'm going to turn the mat over. And the first thing when you get your supplies shipped to you, you're going to notice that your mat is rolled up. And I recommend placing your mat on your board upside down. And the reason why you place it upside down, when you unroll it, it forces the material to kind of work backwards and level out. So the first day, place it upside down, okay? And after it levels out, you're going to want to take the mat and turn it over. And I'll show you the complete outline of the mat as this video goes on. But just know that once the mat has had the opportunity to rest for a day or so, turn it over and place it in the board. Okay? Now remember, the north wall and the west wall, the north wall and the east wall are the most important walls for your board. So as you look at your mat, the mat should rest against the north wall and the west wall, and take some double-sided tape or extra dual lock and adhere the mat to the board. Also, your board may be a little bit too big or a little too small. If that's the case, the east wall and the southern wall, you can, if the board is too big, you may see a gap of a 1/4 inch or so. If your board is too small in size, you may actually have to take a knife and cut the mat to fit your board. So just to go over it, place your mat down, make sure it's right against the north wall and the west wall. Use double-sided tape or dual lock to adhere it down. If you do have excess, make sure you cut the south wall or the east wall. Or if the board is too big, you can have a gap on the south wall or east wall. Okay? Next thing we're going to go over are the mission objects. and where to place them. Welcome back, everybody. Just going to go over the materials that you're going to find in your Mission Horizon set when it arrives at school. So we've already gone over the mat. We've got the mat, we've placed the mat on the board, and we've double-sided tape or dual locked it down. You're also going to receive 2 bags of Legos, bag number 1 and bag number 2. Bag number 1 has primarily got your common Lego bricks that we've all grown up and played with over the years. The mission objects that are assembled with these pieces will be outlined on some extra videos and documents found on the Mission Horizon webpage. Bag number 2 will consist of a lot of technique-based Legos. Similar to the Legos that are found with your Mindstorm EV3 robot, this one will have all the Legos for those mission objects as well, and you'll find documentation and videos to go along with those mission objects. The other thing you'll find in your set is you're going to find 42 inches of clear dual lock. And the clear dual lock will be used to adhere the mission objects to the mat around the board, around the mat, wherever you find the lettering D and L. And I should say the capital letters D and L. You're also going to find 1 strip, 4 inches of black dual lock. And there is a difference between the black and the clear. Again, the clear dual lock you're going to use wherever you see capital letter D and capital letter L. The black dual lock you're going to cut and only use it on the asteroid belt warning markers, because this dual lock will help adhere these mission objects. The clear dual lock does not work over here on the asteroid belt warning markers. And again, the black dual lock will go on the squares with the lowercase d and L. Okay? So just keep that in mind as you're cutting things and you're cutting your dual lock. Large capital letter D and L gets the clear. Small lowercase d and L gets the black. All right? If you do use the black in the wrong location, it will create problems with your mission objects as you practice for this year's challenge. Now, some of you may have purchased the assembled mission object set, and it'll come in 2 bags, and all your mission objects are assembled except for 1. And the one that is not assembled is the solar array, which has 2 pieces to it. It's got a truss or the stand, and it's got the solar array panel. And for that, you just got to take the solar array out and the stand. Take off the 1 Lego. Place that on. Oh, there we go. Put the 1 bushing Lego back on. And then all of your mission objects will be assembled if you've got the assembled set. Okay? So the next part of this video, we're going to go through the actual placement of the mission objects. All right? So in the safe zone, we have 4 mission objects when you start the match. We've got your supplies module, your Stargate object, your telescope, and your mineral probe. As we pan around the board, going in a clockwise fashion, you're going to notice one of the gray asteroids, which is a tusk penalty, on our small moon, we've got our drill. As we go around, you're going to notice one of the green minerals. We've got a brown asteroid. And then you're going to notice our flying asteroid will be mounted up here on the board. And we'll do that in a few minutes. Got our brown asteroid with the red mineral, the gray touch penalty asteroid with two larger brown asteroids, and then a blue mineral. Now at the top of the white line, you're going to notice our Stargate, and the Stargate will get mounted on top of the wooden board, and I'll show you how to do that in a few minutes. As we go to your right, you've got your asteroid belt warning markers, and at the start of the match, they'll all be positioned on the 0 mark. We've got our line to help with the asteroid warning markers. As we come around, we've got our quad area, which is the black hole for this year's challenge. We've got a gray asteroid, the touch penalty, the telescope target area, as we come down, we've got another gray asteroid. At our space station, we've got our space station staging area, which is the location of the Stargate object after you deliver it. Okay? We've got our space station itself, Space Station Xtreme. We have our orange science lab. We have the solar array with truss. And you'll notice a blue line on the mat. The solar arrays will start with the solar array on top of the blue line. In front of the solar array, you'll notice the processed space minerals, which is right in front of the truss, the feet of the truss. We've got our maintenance module for the space station. We've got another gray asteroid / touch penalty. And then we've got another area over here with our mineral probe. And these objects here will be dual locked down, and the target area for the mineral probe is the blue circle. So as we start in the safe zone, you're going to notice 4 objects when you approach the table. The mineral probe, the telescope, the Stargate object, and the supplies module. All 4 of these objects will be in the safe zone at the start of the match. Teams may move these objects as necessary when they bring the robot up in preparation before the match starts. As we move around the board in a clockwise fashion, you're going to notice our drill. And on the bottom there's dual lock. You'll need to apply 2 strips of dual lock to the bottom of the drill and place it right on top. You'll also notice the gray touch penalty asteroid, and if you look on the mat, you see how the Lego is. You're going to rotate that so it forms a diamond shape and place that on top. As we move further around the board here, we've got our green mineral, and we have a brown asteroid which is dual locked down. And see the knobs on the top of the bricks? Notice that this all brown asteroids will be placed upside down and dual locked upside down on the mat. As we continue around the mat, you're going to notice the flying asteroid. Now we're going to put some dual lock on there, and I recommend taking your dual lock top and bottom, and put them together. You're going to peel one piece of the dual lock off, put it on the bottom of the Lego. And then you're going to peel the other piece off on the second set of dual lock and put that underneath of the 2x4 bricks. So notice that the dual lock is in line with this column and this column. All right. Now we're going to take the other piece of dual lock off so that the bottom piece of dual lock is exposed. And there's a measurement which I will put on the screen of where this goes on the wooden board. But you're going to take and put the flying asteroid on top of the wooden board, just like that. And on the screen you will notice the exact inches from the corner of the northwest corner to this location where this is going to go. And your flying asteroid is set. Okay. As we go around further on the mat, you're going to notice some other brown asteroids, dual locked upside down. Red materials put on top of the outline. Another gray one, asteroid, again diamond on the top. Another brown and another brown asteroid. And that finishes this section of the mat. And now we'll go to the next section. So, all right, the next section is our Stargate, which we've got some blue minerals over here on this asteroid with our white line and our Stargate. Now on our Stargate, we're going to take dual lock again, top and bottom, put it together. Top and bottom, put it together. We're going to peel the top off. And adhere it to the bottom of the Lego object. Second piece of dual lock, peel the bottom off, put it on there. And exact measurements will be on the screen showing you to place this. All right, we're going to peel the bottom piece of dual lock off now on the one side, and the bottom piece of dual lock off on the other side. All right, again, measurements will be on your screen, but the outline on the mat, and we're going to place the Stargate roughly in the same position. Use the measurements on your screen, and when you're finished applying it, it'll look like that. All right, so in this section of the board, notice we've got our asteroid belt mission objects, and when they start, they will be all in the position 0. We've got our line to help align the robot. We've got a gray asteroid. Make sure it's got the diamond shape on top. We've got yellow minerals out in space, and we have our telescope target area. Okay. The one thing that I'm going to add is the quad platform. Quad platform represents the black hole. So mission 10 or mission 9, the robot needs to climb on top of it, and mission 1, the object you create for mission 1, needs to be delivered underneath the quad platform in the black area completely. Meaning that to score, it needs to be completely hidden, completely in the black hole. Okay. And that completes that section. So to go over the asteroid belt warning markers, I just want to show you how to do the dual lock. Take your black dual lock and cut it about 3/4 of an inch long. And then you're going to place it over top of the square, as such. Now, take a strip of clear dual lock and put it inside of the tire as such. Now take the tire with the clear dual lock, put it over the orange circle on the mat, and push down in the middle, and this will hold it in place. So again, take the black dual lock, cut a 3/4 inch strip, place it in the center of the circle, either the orange or the blue circle, and then take a 5/8 piece of clear dual lock, put it on the bottom of the tire, and then push. Place the tire right over top the circle, and then push the axle into place, and that'll hold your asteroid belt warning markers in their correct location. Now we're looking on the mat around the space station, and notice that we have another gray asteroid. Put the diamond on top. We have our space station staging area in your far right corner. Here is the science lab. Now, because of inventory, some of the science labs have a black panel and an orange panel. There are a few of them that have a black panel and a second black panel. So as you set up the science lab on your mat, notice how if you have a black and orange paneled science lab, you're going to set it up with the black on black, orange on orange. If you have a black and black one, notice that the gray, black, and orange Legos are in line. Gray, black, and orange. So notice that these three Legos match here as well. So if you have a black and black one, they will fit just like that. All right? So we've got the science lab positioned, the asteroid, and the space station. Now notice on Space Station Xtreme, it is all labeled, and you've got airlock 3, 2, and 1. You also have your processed minerals on top of their little space here. And you have your maintenance module sitting up here to the upper left. So to help you out, we've got our truss for the solar array. And I'm just going to show you it this way because it's easier to show you at this time. The processed minerals, when they score for their mission, need to go in between the feet of the truss. Okay? Just kind of a heads up. So now I'm going to set the truss up for the solar array, and notice how much dual lock is there. Pretty much the more dual lock you use for that, the better, so that it'll stay in place, because there's a lot of activity that's going to go around your truss in your solar array. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put all the dual lock on the truss and come back in a second. So now I've got my solar array and truss in place, and notice how it is facing at the start of the match. Okay. All right. And so there it is in place. Notice how when we assemble it, there is a Lego sticking up here with a smooth surface going all the way up the back. All right. And that's for that section. So the last section of the mat, notice how we got one more gray asteroid, touch penalty. And then we've got 6 of these little 2x2 squares dual locked down in our asteroids around the mineral probe target. Okay? Just make sure you do lock those down. And that's it for the placement of the mission objects around the board. All right? All right, now we're going to go over the individual missions for the Mission Horizon Challenge. This year, the general rules have been updated to help clarify some of the questions that a lot of coaches have been asking over the years.
Some of the general rules were clarified themselves, and some of the practices or policies that were done at different tournaments are now included in the general rules to kind of clarify and unify what is done at every tournament. So just know that as we discuss things, make sure you download the general rules that is updated effective 2019. All right. So now we're going to jump into the missions for our mission horizon. And we're going to start in a clockwise fashion, going around the board. Again, the touch penalties are all the gray asteroids that are located around the board. Whether you collect them or leave them where they're at, the touch penalties have a point value for being on the mat as they're sitting currently, or if you wish to collect them and bring them back to the safe zone, you can get a higher score for collecting them and bringing them back to the safe zone. Just remember, every time that you touch your robot outside of the safe zone, the referee will take one of your asteroids, one of your gray asteroids, as a touch penalty. There is no safe zone, how can I say this? If you get them to the safe zone and all the touch penalty or all the gray asteroids are in the safe zone, the referee still can take an asteroid out of the safe zone if you are to touch your robot outside of the safe zone at some point. So there is no safety net this year where, for the touch penalties. Referees can take the touch penalties at any point, at any location throughout the match. Mission 1 is the space probe. And for the space probe mission, you need to design. Mission 1 is the space probe. For mission 1, your team needs to design, construct a space probe of your liking. Before the match starts, you're going to hand or show the referee your space probe. It must be constructed of multiple Legos. It must consist of an arm. It must have some kind of satellite dish for communications in order to score. All you need to do is design and construct your space probe and show it to the referee before the match starts to get a score. Mission 2 is the drill. Our quest in space is to find minerals and resources that we can use to sustain our life out in space. So, mission 2, you need to program your robot to activate the drill. Simply take the tire and pull it out. Oh, it doesn't want to come. See how the drill spins around? Once the drill spins around, you receive your score. All right, mission number 3, the flying asteroid. Watch out when you're in space because asteroids are constantly moving around. So mission 3, the flying asteroid, you need to program your robot to come out to the flying asteroid and activate it like that. And that's mission 3. Mission 4 is the Stargate. Notice that we have the fictitious Stargate that someday, many, many generations from now, will be a reality. But you're going to be tasked to program your robot to deliver the Stargate object, preferably through, but possibly over, the Stargate, and place it on your neighbor's mat in the area labeled Space Station Staging Area for a score. To continue with mission number 4, the Stargate, the scoring location is on your neighbor's mat in the Space Station Staging Area, and it must be partially or completely in the area that is outlined with the orange dotted line.
What do you need a pen for?
Mission number 5 is a very hard mission. It's going to try your patience. So, the asteroid belt warning markers. You have to program your robot to activate the asteroid markers in a predetermined location code. Each match, so it's going to drive the referees nuts, each match will have a different code. So when you come to the table, you need to be prepared to have multiple programs to do this to get your score. So let's just go over the requirements, and I'll read this word for word. Let's see how savvy you guys are. This is a very hard mission. All 4 arms start in the 0 position, and if you look on the mat, there's a 0, 1, 2, and 3 numbers on the mat. You need to program your markers. You need to program your robot to move the markers to the position on the location code that will be provided by the referee at the start of the match. There will be 8 different location codes that you will need to consider in order to attempt this mission. You will be rewarded for attempting this mission if you get this code right with a very high score. But just know, this is going to try your patience. All right? In order to attain a score, you will need to get a minimum of 3 of the arms located in the position that is on the location code that is provided by the referee at the start of the match. So if you get 3 of them, you will get a partial score. If you get 4, you will get a complete score. So understand, this is for those teams who have a lot of patience and commitment to get this right. So that is mission number 5. And it's going to test their skills.
0.
Mission number 6, the telescope. You need to deliver the telescope to the telescope target area. The closer to the center of the ring, closer to the center of the target, the higher your score. And that is mission number 6. Done. Point there. Mission number 7 actually has multiple subpoints to the mission. All these missions are around the space station. And we're going to start with mission 7A, which is the science lab. Remember, placement of the science lab. The black panel matches the black panel. Orange matches orange. If you do have a science lab with 2 black panels, make sure that the gray, black, and orange in the center of the science lab match up on the mat as well. Okay? So now that we've got the science lab on its mark on the mat, you need to program your robot to reposition the science lab such that the science lab covers either the living quarters, the multi-purpose module and the exercise module. So again, 7A, reposition the science lab so that it covers part of the multi-purpose module and part of the exercise module for a score. 7B is the mission for the maintenance module. Reposition the maintenance module to the space station. Make sure that the maintenance module is over any gray area of the space station for a score. All right, mission number 7C is the supplies module. You have 3 opportunities to score. Take your supplies module and place it over airlock number 1 or airlock number 2 or airlock number 3. The higher the number of the airlock, the higher the score you will receive. Mission number 7D. And I'm going to take the solar array and turn it on its side. Actually, I'm going to take it off. Notice how the solar array has the blue and the orange panels. The solar array, the orange paneled solar array, will be elevated. You need to reposition the solar panel downward to get a score. Mission number 7E is relocate the solar array. So you notice how the solar array is positioned facing the north wall. You need to relocate and the solar array facing the south wall. It is weighted so that it will fall towards the south wall once you reposition it. You are not allowed to use any other support Legos in maneuvering the solar array. Mission number 7F, the processed space minerals. You got the small brick, the 2x4 brick that's in front. You need to reposition this brick to be partially or completely between the feet of the truss of the solar array. The processed minerals must be touching the mat for a score. Mission 8 is the mineral probe. Program your robot to reposition the mineral probe in the middle of the asteroid field. Place the mineral probe over the ring in the middle. Partially or completely over the ring scores. Mission 9, Space Minerals. Program your robot to collect the colored space minerals on the mat. The green, red, blue, and yellow space minerals all have separate point values. All are scored separately. Retrieve one or all four back to the safe zone for a score. Mission 10, the black hole. The quad is our black hole. You need to deliver from mission 1, your space probe, to either underneath the quad platform or on top. If you deliver underneath of the quad platform, your space probe must be completely under the quad platform and on the black area of the map to score. If you deliver your space probe to the top of the quad platform, it must be unattached to the robot. The robot cannot carry or be in possession, I should say, of the space probe on top of the quad platform. So let me clarify that by saying that when you program your robot to climb onto the quad platform, to receive the score for the robot, it needs to be on top of the quad platform. To receive the score for your probe, it needs to be on the top of the quad platform as well, but not in the control of your robot. So in other words, if for some reason the robot is carrying it like that, that would not score. The probe itself needs to be touching the quad platform without the aid of your robot. Ready? Okay. Mission 11. Take an astronaut who is going to be working the drill and place him on the moon with the drill. Your astronaut needs to be touching the moon either partially or completely to score. Mission 11B. Take an astronaut and place the astronaut on the living quarters section of the space station for a score. The astronaut may be partially or completely touching or above the living quarters section of the station.